Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. This is Chris, and it's We Love Comics. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying your Wednesday afternoon, or depending on what time you watch this, hope you're enjoying whatever time of the day it is. I want to do a CGC unboxing for you guys. This is a book I own one copy of, but it is incomplete, coverless, and I've never actually owned a Blue Label CGC of this book. I'm very excited to finally acquire it. It is a low grade book, but as they say, low grade is better than no grade. At least that's what I say. Whether you say it or not, depends on if you listen to my channel or not. But while I'm waiting for people to see I am live, let's give a shout out to my paid Patreon members. If you want to support my channel and not only help me with the comics that I show you guys, but like I always say, about 95% of the donations help me pay for things for the stray animals that I take care of on a daily basis, which includes food, water, shelter, vet bills, vaccines, getting them spayed, neutered, medicines, and all those things. So it is a good cause. Go to patreon.com/we love comics. You'll get your name up on this board. So what I'm going to do from now on is I'm just going to show the board a little bit longer so you can see who's on there. And hopefully you'll give them a follow, especially if you see the last four. They gave their YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook names. Go give them a shout out, give them a follow, and maybe give them a subscribe. So also the newest thing that I've added to my paid Patreon members is when I do another live auction, I have a sneak peek video that I always do a week before. But if you're a paid Patreon member, you can have an earlier week access to the list of the books that I will be placing in the live auction. Where, if you are so inclined, if you want to make an offer on one of those books and I accept it, it never sees the light of day and no one else gets the chance to take a bid on it or make an offer. So it definitely pays to be a paid member, especially if you are somebody that's ordered from my auctions in the past, because you'll get early access before anybody else can get it. So if we get to 20 paid members, you could pause this. There's contests we give away. For every $2 you contribute, you'll get an entry. Because once I get to 20 paid members, I'll do a raffle. Every month I have 20 paid members, and I will ship all around the world, and I will pay for the shipping and handling. So for every $2 you contribute, you get an entry. So the more you contribute, the more chances you'll get to win. And we'll see what happens with that if we get to 20 paid members. So let's put on the video camera. Welcome, one and all. If you want to thumb up or thumb down the video, by all means, please do. Um, as you could see with these two books, if you watch the video I did the other day, and this is the box, by the way, it's a CGC book. It is a purchase that I made from the person I bought these two books from. So I have reached the trifecta. Very nice, I would assume, gentlemen. I don't know if it's male or female. I mean, they don't really talk about that stuff. But this person has done an incredible job making sure all of these packages are well protected. There is no exception with this one. He puts a lot of the priority mail bubble folders in this. And this is a lower grade book, and I don't care. One of the things I love, and I always remind people of this, I'm going to put this in one of the um, bags because it did not come with a bag, and that's fine. One of the things I love is when people say, "Oh, I would never buy this book or that book because maybe it's the condition or the color of the cover or coverless or whatever." And what I say to that, and what I say to anybody out there is, the good thing about having a passion about something where most people don't want it is you have less competition. So I love the fact when people say things like, if I show a book and I'm very excited about it, because I wouldn't have purchased it if I'm not excited about it. Um, but most people, when they say things like, "Oh, I would never buy that book," I'm like, good. That means I didn't have to worry about a bid or an offer. This book, if it didn't have the one defect it has, this would have been a 7.0 easily, if not higher. That's how beautiful this is. But it is what it is, and I'm not going to complain because it's my first time owning this book complete with a blue label. So with that being said, I will tell the price, of course, and I will also give the story. So I will show the back first, and this is what I'm talking about. This is the back of the book. Look how clean this book is. And this is a Silver Age book. But here is the book that I've acquired. We got Amazing Spider-Man #1. Second appearance of Spider-Man. First appearance of J. Jonah Jameson. First crossover between the Fantastic Four and Spider-Man. Now you'll see it is missing the top 3/4 of it because back in those days, it used to be in the golden age, any unsold comics you could get either a refund or a partial refund. I'm not sure how much they gave back, but you'd have to rip off the entire front cover and send it. That's why you see a lot of golden age books coverless, well, at least a front cover, because they would have to rip it off. And then at one point, you only had to take the top third of it, and then they stopped doing that altogether. But I mean, I just want you to see. So this is a 0.5 because of that. I'm still happy because even in a coverless copy where there's no front or back, sells for $2,000-3,000 easily. But I want you to see this. If that didn't have that tear, this book would easily be a 7.0 or higher. And this has off-white to white pages. So it is such a crime that this had to have that happen to it. But then again, if this would have been a 7.0 or higher, I definitely would have not gotten it for the price that I got it for. So I don't know if anybody's watching because right now there's nobody in the live chat, which is perfectly fine. But if anybody wants to put, because this was a newly listed book, and I'm going to give the whole scenario behind this of how I got the deal that I got. Tell me what would be the highest you would have paid for this book. Now remember, if you say something like $1,000, you're not getting Spider-Man #1, second appearance of Spider-Man, and the first issue in his series for $1,000. So as much as people would like that, good luck finding it these days. Because like I said, even at a 0.5, you're talking over $3,000 easily. Okay, so here's the situation of this book. While I was purchasing this book, I had a conversation with the seller to realize that I had purchased from that person before where I purchased this book. So we started having a nice little conversation and everything, and I paid for the book right away, and he thanked me for that. And I asked, could you ship it out, with well protection? No problem with that. So as we're having this discussion back and forth, having a nice conversation, he says to me, not sure if you're interested, but I have another book that I'm about to list. So I said, I'm always willing to listen. What book are you putting up? And he says, Amazing Spider-Man #1 in a 0.5, blue label. And I said, even at a 0.5, I know that book's worth thousands of dollars. And I said, it's probably a little bit out of my price range. And I said, okay, out of curiosity, what are you going to list it for? I was expecting him to say 3,500, 3,800, 3,900. And he says, well, I always like to be one of the people that sells comics the cheapest on eBay. And the reason this person said this is he says he's not really into comics. As a matter of fact, he said all 3 of these books he literally just bought, which I verified. And he turns around and sells them because his passion is Indiana Jones and Star Wars. So he'll find comic books that he knows he can turn around for a quick sale. And because he has no passion and love for the comics, sells them for whatever price he wants to sell them for and uses that money towards the things he does love, which is very smart. And I encourage people to do that all the time. And that's why I say things like this, where sometimes it pays to purchase something you don't love that you know is a deal. Like, for example, let's say I would assume most of my viewers are not into Barbie dolls. And if you are, that's perfectly fine. But let's say for some reason you're scrolling along and looking for a gift for your daughter or your granddaughter or what have you. And you know she loves Barbie dolls. And you look at Barbie dolls And all of a sudden you see a first edition Barbie doll, first one ever created, and somebody's giving it away on eBay for $500 because they didn't know what it was. And you know that's a $10,000 Barbie doll that you can get for $500. Buy it now. Well, even though I would assume you don't collect Barbie dolls, it would be ridiculous of you not to buy that, turn around and sell it, and just imagine the birthday present you can then get your daughter or your granddaughter or whoever you were going to buy a Barbie doll for. Because to buy that and give it to your daughter or granddaughter, they may not appreciate its value, and just basically destroy it. But if you purchased it for 500 and you knew it was worth 10,000, and you buy a whole Barbie gigantic playhouse with 50 Barbies on top of it, I guarantee you they're going to love it even more. But you can make money off of things, and you don't have to worry about that connection and that attachment you have. And that's one of the reasons why I like collecting lower grade books. Because number one, they're easier to sell. There's more people that can afford them, because I guarantee you more people would have the opportunity to purchase this at a 0.5 than they would a 9.0. So you're going to get a faster turnaround, more people willing to buy. It's still a key issue because, like I say, whether it's a 0.5 or 9.8, you still own it. So I have the second appearance of Spider-Man, first appearance of J. Jonah Jameson, and the Chameleon. But deals are always out there, and if you have an opportunity, take advantage of it. And that's what this person was doing. So the person said for the price that they wanted to list it for, they were going to sell it for $2,700. And I said to myself, that's a pretty good price, but with taxes on my PayPal credit, I wouldn't have enough to get it. So I said to the person, that's actually a pretty good price, but if you could do 2,500, I can get it and I'll pay for it right now. And the person said, let me think about it. And about 5 minutes later, they said, how about we meet in the middle at 2,600? So it took an extra $100 off. Already the lowest price on eBay for this book. I would have normally accepted it because I thought that was fair. But again, because I was using my PayPal credit, with the taxes, I wouldn't have had enough to be able to do it. So what I did was I said to the person, I have to stand firm to 2,500, and if you can't do it, well, I was a little nicer than that. I said, the best I can do is 2,500. If you can't do it, I completely understand. But if you can, I'll pay for it right now so you don't have to wait around. And the person said, you know what, let me get back to you. Let me crunch the numbers and see if this is something I can do. And literally 2 minutes later, this person said, you know what, I'll do it for the $2,500. And here's even the best part, which shows there are some people out there that are just amazing. For every one bad seller out there, there's 100 good sellers. And this was on a Saturday night. So everything was already closed. And I had just made a payment for Patreon that wasn't going to clear until Monday. So I said to the person, because they were going to list it they said, I'll list it for 3,000 and then I'll do a best offer. Just make the offer at 2,500 and he'll accept it. And I said, is there any possibility you can wait until Monday? And I explained the situation with the payment not clearing until Monday. And this person did it. So they could have easily put it on an auction and probably sold it for 3,500 easily. Not only gave me the $2,500 price, only charged me $7.50 to ship it, and waited until Monday to where he said he's about to list it. He waited until I responded in an email on Monday morning, listed it. I did the offer 2,500, but they accepted. So with the $7.50 shipping and the eBay taxes, I paid $2,683.21. And if you know and utilize PayPal credit, you can get anywhere from 6 months to pay for it up to 2 years, depending on any kind of deals that they're doing. So to me, it's a no-brainer to do that. So I now have Spider-Man #1. Yes, it's only a 0.5, and yes, part of the cover is missing. But again, if that didn't have that missing, this would be a 7.0. But that's also like saying, if I had $1 million in my pocket, I'd be a millionaire. But the point is, I now own a Blue Label Spider-Man #1, second appearance of Spider-Man, first appearance of J. Jonah Jameson and the Chameleon, first crossover with Fantastic Four and Spider-Man, and it's a blue label with off-white to white pages. No missing pages, no coupons missing. Hopefully one day I can upgrade, because if I was one of those people, and there's nothing wrong with this, there are plenty of people out there that'll say, oh, I would never buy that. I only want a complete book with a 5.0 grade or a 7.0 grade or a 9.8 grade. And that's great. Everybody has the right thing. But if I had that mentality, first of all, these would be a lot harder to find and a lot harder to acquire, because I'm definitely not getting this book at a 5.0 for the price I paid. I'm definitely not getting a 2.0 for the price I paid for these. So if these are the only ones I can ever get, you know what? At least I have them. Who knows? Maybe one day I can upgrade, which I've done. And I've told people in the process of taking about 8 years of doing it, where to this day, I still tell people, go check out my top 30 comics I had back in 2017. And then look at the video I did at the end of last year. And that doesn't even include any of the books you see here, and my Tales of Suspense #39, and my Showcase #4. Showcase #4, 0.5. Very happy with owning that book. It was a book I never thought I would be able to acquire. So if I'm able to ever get a Batman #1 or a All-Star Comics #8, and they're only 0.5s, I'm going to be thrilled to death. Would I love a higher grade or a better condition book? Sure. But I don't have that kind of money, at least right now. And I only have a certain amount of PayPal credit, so it's not like I have $20,000 in PayPal credit I can use. So you work with what you have. But if you can buy books and get them cheaper than what they're worth and turn around and sell some of them and build up and build up and build up, you can go from a beginner's collection to a novice collection to an advanced collection to a superior collection. I'm definitely not a novice collector, but I'm definitely not at a superior yet. I don't have the DC Holy Grails, but I'm getting there. Batman #3, earliest Batman I've ever owned. Yes, 0.5, I'll take it. But it's possible. It takes time. It takes effort. Sometimes it takes like me having nice, friendly conversations with some of the sellers, not just sending a message, oh, I'll buy the book. How about like, how's your day? Or, tell me about your collecting. And when they said that they turn around and sell these books to buy the things they love, I responded by saying, that's actually a smart way to do things. I say, I teach people that all the time. And this person went above and beyond for me, and it's not like we've known each other for years or anything like that. I mean, I did 2 previous sales from him, but the first between these two was about maybe 3 or 4 months apart. So it's not like we remembered each other, because I didn't even remember until I got the recollection of some of the books the person said they were selling. But having nice conversations, you'd be amazed at what people will do for you. Give it a try. So, like I said, many people would say they would never buy this book. I love those people, because I don't have to worry about somebody else, because this could have been listed at 3,000, buy it now, and somebody could have said, that's a great deal. Let me buy it before I had the chance to get it. So the fact that I was able to get this for 2,500, and again, after the taxes and the shipping and handling, it came out to 200, I wish, $2,683.21. And even as great as this book is right here, and if you want to know more about this one, check out the video I did a couple of days ago. I believe this should be in its place. So, Han Lives, since you are the only person in the live chat, first of all, I want to say welcome. I think it's safe to say that you will be today's surprise subscriber shout out. So thank you for being one of the only people to be in the live chat. I understand it is a Wednesday afternoon. Most people have lives and have real jobs, and that's perfectly okay. And if you watch this later on, if you want to be kind enough to leave a comment, that'd be great. And if Khan Lives leaves a link on the in the comment section once the video uploads, it means I've verified it, so it's suitable for all ages. Click on the link, go visit his YouTube channel or his social network, or if he's selling something on eBay, Amazon, Etsy, or any of those places, Instagram, go check him out and see what they've got for sale. So, with that being said, if you want to critique the AI art, if you think it's good, if you think it's bad, leave a comment and be a supporter of my Patreon at patreon.com/LeeLoveComics, especially if you're one of the people that orders from my auctions, because all Patreon members get early access to all of my future auctions a week before the sneak peek video by emailing me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about that deal. Would you have purchased that? Do you think that's a good deal? And tell me why. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. And don't forget, it's not you. It is not I. It is We Love Comics. Thanks, Con, for taking the time to watch my video. And